Hello everybody and welcome to the Irish Zone. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. Just to start off, we might as well get straight to the point. The Clonmel rally that I set up for the 30th of June is cancelled. I repeat, the rally that I called for the 30th of June is cancelled. And I am going to be here for the next 20 minutes or so explaining why. And then I will be no longer talking about Clonmel from here on in. I will not be posting any more videos in relation to Clonmel on this channel. And I just want to say to all of you people out there that have been calling for revolution, well, you see, this is why I'm ahead of the game, because I know exactly what Irish people are all about, and I've seen it firsthand. So, called this rally. As you know, I threw up a couple of videos. I threw one up here on YouTube. I did one as a short and as a normal video. I also threw it up on X as well. Within a couple of days, several people from Clonmel decided to do videos about me, telling me that I was not welcome and how dare you organise a rally without asking permission and all of this other nonsense that I've been getting. But then a former boxing champion said that if I came anywhere near Clonmel, I'd be booted back to where I came from. Another person then decided to do a video and put it up on Twitter and tell everybody basically that this had nothing to do with them and that basically, you know, people shouldn't. He said people can support it if they want to, but wouldn't. Basically, what I was told. Actually, I'll read you what I was told. So this is what I was told by two people in Clonmel, right? So I've decided I'm not going to waste my time with people that don't want any help. All right, but I think there's a bit more to it anyway. There does seem to be a lot of people out there that are stopping Irish people for protesting, and I would ask you all to ask the question: why is that happening? Why are these people not allowing people to come down into their communities and show solidarity? Anyway, so your presence in Clonmel is not wanted. Can people stop calling? Can people stop you from travelling freely and coming down to Clonmel? No. But your presence or any solidarity will serve only to agitate people. Think on that before you choose to come here to support or not. So this is the attitude from these fucking people, right, in Clonmel. And then we've got gobshites on YouTube calling for a revolution. So how is that revolution going to look like when a Dublin man can't come down and show solidarity with people in Clonmel because it's not wanted? Anyway, here's the other one. Who are you, Noel Zone? Why are you blocking comments, which I wasn't, by the way? Anybody that follows me on Twitter knows that if you follow me, then yous are the ones that can respond to me comments. I don't have a set for everybody can respond because that's how you delete the dickheads. But anyway, I'll continue. Who are you at Noel Zone? Why are you blocking comments and everything you reply to? There is no rally of solidarity in Clonmel, the 30th in Clonmel. You're not wanted and will be booted back to wherever you came from, you rat. Worry about your own area. So to all them idiots that have been in my, and yous are idiots, by the way, because I knew this, but yous all have this idealistic view of Ireland because of 1916 and the very past, and you think we're all a bunch of fighters and all of this. Well, your revolution's going to get nowhere because the people of fucking Clonmel don't want help, right? They've told me. Just like in Roscrea, just like all these other places that were planted before, same thing is happening. They don't want help, and then when their place gets planted, then they call for help. But then it's too late, right? But there's a lot going on down there, right? There's some people down there that want to be the one to put out the narrative anyway, right? And if you go onto their social media accounts, you will see that they monetize all their videos. For them, they complain about people making money out of this. My videos are not monetized, right? I make zero money off this fucking whole issue, right? But if they're not putting up videos and directing everything, they don't want anybody to take thunder away from them, because that's the way they look at it, right? Their fucking community's is going to be overrun in a couple of weeks' time, and they're treating me like a fucking stranger in my own fucking country. You're not wanted, you're not welcome. All of these words. Well, I just want to say, I didn't cancel because I was threatened, right? I cancelled it because many nationalists came to me and said, no, look, if they don't want your help, fuck them. Right? I'll say it out straight. That was the attitude. Fuck them. And that's my attitude. You don't want help? That's fine. But when the plantation happens, by the way, and it will, and if you don't stop that, the people that stop me from going down there, I'm spreading you, I'm splashing you our faces all over the internet. Simple as that. I want people to know who stopped me from going down to Clonmel. How fucking dare you? This is my fucking country too, and I can go anywhere I fucking want. Right? And nobody would have to come down to Clonmel if you were handling your own business. If it hadn't been for the few people that are down there that have actually stood up from day fucking one, nobody'd have to go down. Nobody'd have to go down. Right? But there's 17,000 people down there, right? And there's not 17,000 people outside the site, is there? Agitate. Oh, we're worried about agitating people. Will you get away? The old bill fucking agitates you already. Right? Do you not see what's happening here? And then everybody calling for a revolution. I tell you, oh man, me and Eric and all got some stick when we did that stream the other day. We got some stick off everybody in the fucking chat. But we know, because we're on the ground. Right, we're on the ground. We see this firsthand. This is not the first community to refuse help, by the way. Right? So when you call for a revolution, there won't be no revolution, because people in this country can't even come together. Right? There's a bit of tribalism going on. Yeah, that's fair enough. But there's more to it as well. Right? The people that are there from the very beginning, right? They've obviously been alerting the rest of the country, blah, 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 blah. Well, the thing about it is, the only reason why I decided to go down on the tour is because she's asked for help. Now being told I'm not welcome. So, well, as I said, right, my whole plan was to support communities all over the place. So Clonmel has made it clear they don't want help. So I'm going to focus on other areas and other places. Dublin as well, because I'm from Dublin, and the rest of the country, right? The bottom line is, right, when the plantation happens and they fail to stop it, I know who's responsible, right? And I'm not, listen, there's no time to be fucking, I don't care if I upset people, right? This is no time, right, for people to be getting upset, right? The bottom line is this, right? The bottom line is this: if you don't accept the help, you're going to end up like Newtown, Mount Kennedy, and the rest of those places. So if you just want to rot, simple as that, right? There are people that are actually trying to help you, and you are refusing it. And the question I would ask is, why? Why would anybody be refusing it unless you have motives yourselves? And I'd like to know what they are. Right? So please do not come in here again and tell me that the Irish people should fucking rise up when they can't even fucking accept help off other people or allow people come into their communities. And by the way, to this former boxing world champion, if you're listening, you won't fucking boot me nowhere, right? You little hard man. All right? I don't fucking see you out in the fucking streets, do I? No, I fucking don't. So shut your fucking mouth. Fucking cheeky is refusing fucking help, right? The cheek, and it is a fucking cheek, right? I don't care who I upset now, right? I don't care, right? This country is fucking burning. It's fucking burning. And these people, no, you can't come down to my area, you're fucking outsider. Right? If I'm born in this country, I ain't a fucking outsider. Right? I ain't a fucking outsider. So again, as I've been saying on this channel for weeks, That whole mentality from people all over this country you need to get rid of that. You need to get rid of that, right? Because if you don't get rid of it, Clonmel is next. Clonmel is getting planted now. They have set their stall now, right? They don't want anybody to help them, so it's going to get planted, right? And then what's going to happen is the day that it happens, they'll be screaming for people to go down and help them, right? When they could have received help way beforehand, right? And come up with viable plans to stop those trucks from even getting anywhere near the site. Not doing anything illegal or anything like that, right? But you could have fucking done something, right? But they don't want help. So, you know what? Fine. And yes, I am annoyed and I am angry, right? And I'm frustrated because we're not going to win this, right? We've already lost. We've lost. Last night proved it to me, right? Someone told me this would happen. No, when this happens to you, when they refuse your help, you know, I was warned about this. I was warned. I tried to be optimistic. These people don't want help. What can you do when your own people don't want to even accept help, right? So the whole country is going to go, right? And there's nothing I could do about it as an Irishman because the people don't even trust their own. Or they have their own agendas. Who the fuck is at my door? Hold on. Is that you?
It's a murderer.
Sorry, I didn't know it was you. I just heard a weird noise at the door. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, the bottom line is, right, I've been saying that this needed to change, but it's not going to change. So Clonmel will be planted, but it won't be my fault. And it won't be any, when they cry, say, where was the rest of the country? I'm going to say, well, the rest of the country wanted to come down and support you, and you told us that you didn't want their support. And I have those videos, the videos of the people that made, I have them, and I'm keeping them. And I have to post the screenshots where the boxer fella told me I'd be booted out of Clonmel. I'm keeping them as receipts. So when it does get planted, I'm going to show you all who stopped me from going down to Clonmel. Right? Because this is no time. This is no time to be tribal. This is no time to be acting this way. Right? And I would say to the people at Clonmel, right, you just want to go to, because I bet you none of you from Clonmel have been to do Town Mount Kennedy at any of the protests, because I didn't hear any. I was there, so I didn't see any banners from Clonmel there, because there was banners from Dublin and all there in other parts of the country. Didn't see any banners from Clonmel, but maybe the people at Clonmel that are on the ground in Clonmel probably need to go to Newtown Mount Kennedy, because that's your future. Maybe you need to go and actually see what it's like in Newtown Mount Kennedy, and maybe then you won't refuse to help, because you know the time is ticking still. By the way, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and you are running out of time. So if I were you down in Clonmel, I'd be sending a few to Newtown Mount Kennedy to report back to you what our future is going to look like. Because maybe the videos on social media are not enough. Maybe you actually need to be there to see women being harassed, you know, to see migrants, like, you know, piss all over the place and constantly see ambulances and Garda cars coming out of the complex. Maybe you need to be there to see it firsthand. All I wanted to do, you guys and all agreed with me here when I did that video. By the way, I've removed the Clonmel videos from the channel, by the way, because, you know, as I said, not going to waste me time. But I felt like he's needed to know, because the bottom line is this is what we're facing all over the country. It's not just Clonmel, by the way. It's other communities as well. Rosscray, that they refused help. Robe, they refused help as well, right? And more than likely when Knock is planted next, they will refuse help as well. But then they'll ask for help then when it's too late, when the plantation has already been begun, right? So, there's nothing I can do. Like, I could go down there, right? But by the sounds of what's being said to me and all of this, if I go down there, I'm actually putting my neck on the line, and I probably would get hurt, right? And I don't want to get hurt by a fellow Irishman, right? If I'm fighting a battle, I'm fighting against people that are trying to destroy me, people, not me own people. But this is what we're dealing with. And by the way, this has been an ongoing thing, because after I told everybody this, people were coming to me in the private chats that I'm in and telling me that certain people in certain areas were stopping protests from happening in communities all over the country. So this is not a new phenomenon, right? But then some of these, and I won't name them, but then some of these communities then publicly cried for help. And that's the frustrating thing about this. And this is why I'm annoyed. Because why wait until something happens? Accept the help. I'm not going down there to agitate nobody. I've never been in trouble. I've been at nearly every single protest now that's been gone, bar a few, because I've been in different locations around the country, right? But I've never been in trouble. I've never been stopped by the guards at any of these, right? I'm not there to agitate anybody. I'm not there to upset the apple cart. I'm there to show fucking support. And I had to get this off my chest. I had to come out and publicly speak about it, because I have to get it off my chest, because if I don't, it's going to fester. And I've got to be honest, since it's all hell has broken loose, I've been getting more and more angry and more frustrated at the fact that we're the ones that are going to be responsible for our own downfall. Not migrants, not the government, us. Us. And why? Because a few out there want to protect their little, I don't know what it is, whether it's tribal, whether they don't like Dublin people, I don't know what it is, or whether they have their other motives. As I said, a lot of these content creators, they're content creators, by the way, they're online, they're on the front line, but they're doing a lot of content, right? And it's being monetized, by the way. They're not putting up for nothing. You even see the ones on X, right? All those accounts on X with their check marks and all, and their subscribe buttons, they monetize their shit. As I said, the only stuff that'll ever be getting monetized on this is my own stuff. But as for the rest, none of it will be monetized. But it'll be just mostly live streams anyway. And the only reason why it'll be monetized is to help me to get around the country anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't get it. I don't. It's very frustrating. It is, and I mean, for people to literally threaten you that they're gonna give it and call me a rat, right? These people like to throw, "Oh, we've been on the front line, blah 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 blah." In Clonmel from the very beginning, yeah, I've been in the front line, Dublin from the very beginning. As I said, if we want to measure dicks, let's go ahead and measure dicks. The Dublin stuff happened way before Clonmel, but I don't do that, because that's not what it's about. It's not about what you've done and where you've been, right? It's about what's happening right now, here and fucking now. They won't bribe. Look, they've got their mind made up. Listen, if people are making videos about me on TikTok, they're making videos about me on X, right? And then they're putting up social media posts where a former Irish boxer, former champion of this country, has threatened to boot me out of Clonmel. I think it's safe to assume that the people of Clonmel don't want me help or want any of their help. So that's why I'm saying to you, right? When Clonmel falls, I will show you the faces of the people that stopped me from going down there, because they will be the one that will be responsible for Clonmel falling. Not migrants, not the government, them. This is no time to be said. Listen, they attacked me first, Tony, right? I just want to make that point clear. I've nothing but being supportive of Clonmel, right? And highlighted, like everybody else has, highlighted their plight, right? I haven't used Clonmel for any gain or anything like that, because I've been here from the very start, okay? The bottom line is I wanted to help these people, and they don't want it. So when the plantation happens, I know who I'm blaming, right? And just want to make the point that as I was having these conversations with other nationalists, as I said, there have been people all over this country trying to stop protests from happening, right? That have infiltrated the grassroots movement of all of these communities, and they're the ones that are calling the shots, right? And you've got to ask yourselves why Irish people are stopping other Irish people from going down showing support. That's the question that everybody should be asking right now. Why is Clonmel refusing? Right? Because I can tell you now, the young lad that you are all praising, he was a plant, right? I'll say it, he was a plant, right? And he's played right. He's been coaxed by the Yanks, right? And he was only sent there to agitate, right? And to cause a disruption, right? I wasn't coming down to agitate and cause a disruption, right? I was coming down to show solidarity, but you still want it, and it's been made clear, so we won't. Anyway, just on, obviously, I've posted up a few videos. So yeah, I'm having an issue at the moment, a copyright issue with so someone, as you know, with Irish Twitter, you know, everybody just throws up videos, and sometimes you don't know who to give fucking credit to. Well, this fella, and I kind of warned people about it. He's putting up videos on all over, but people are sharing these videos. But be careful and don't share them on your YouTube channel, because quite conveniently he's actually copyright striking his videos. So I actually think he's a plant, and he's there to try take down YouTube channels like this. So I'm trying to get that issue resolved. I hope it is just a mistake, but you know me being suspicious and doing what I'm doing, I'm always thinking that someone trying to, you know, take down the channel. So there you go. So look, you know, as I said, I wanted to help. They didn't want to help. So, you know, stay tuned anyway, because I will be organising events in Dublin. I'm not giving up, but I will start. I wanted to start off with Clonmel, but Clonmel obviously doesn't want it. So we're going to do some things in Dublin, because obviously, you know, Dublin's a big place, and there's still parts of Dublin that need to be highlighted. So we'll do that. And then if there's, as I said, if there's anybody out there from any communities out across Ireland that are worried about their community and think, you know, have been told that there's a possibility that your community could be under threat from one of these iPass centres, if you want to get in contact with me, you can get contact with me. I will be honoured, and I mean that, I will be honoured to stand with any Irish man or woman who wants me to stand with them. And that's all I wanted to ever do, folks. You know, the bottom line is, this is why me and Eric have been very, you know, people have called us weak. You know, they've called us traitors, and we've also been called cowards, because there were people in this chat that were calling for a revolution, right, and saying that the Irish people should get out there and just go full Braveheart. And I said, and Erica said, that wasn't the way to do it, because Irish people, number one, weren't ready, and number two, this idealistic view of Americans and people that are interfering in their affairs, telling our youth to get out there, don't realise that none of these communities will support them. None of these communities will support them, especially if someone goes out there and agitates someone to commit violence, right? They're not going to support them. So your revolution is pointless. And this is what I said. For all you guys that were calling for a revolution is irresponsible, because you're going to get people seriously hurt. And the reason why you'll get people seriously hurt, because you might get a few to rally to your call, right? But you're not going to get the whole country, right? And I told you that, and I've been saying that for fucking months now, right? And I'm going to say it again. All of you Americans and all of you British fucking nationalists that are trying to incite my people to fucking violence need to leave it out, right? They can't even fucking work together, let alone fucking come together to try take on a fucking system that will fucking literally squash them in a day. So I don't want to hear any more revolution talking here. I'm deadly serious, right? Okay? Me and Eric's plan is the right fucking plan, right? It's the right fucking plan. And if Clonmel doesn't want to fucking be the first fucking part of that, well, then we'll go somewhere else and we'll enact their plan somewhere else, right? The whole point was to get into communities, talk to fucking people, support them, find out who, if they're registered to vote, help them, you know, in every way that we fucking can. That was the plan. So as I said, if there's any communities out there, or there's any people listening in Ireland right now, and you believe that your community is under threat, get to me. Get to me. There's a meeting in Thornton Hall on the 3rd of July. Can you tell us exactly where? I did see posters for it, I think. Could you put in the exact location? Meeting in Finglas, but where in Finglas? Can you tell us where in Finglas? And I'll probably make me way. Well, not probably. I'll make me way there. 3rd of July. Hold on, though. Yeah, that should be okay. I'll make me way there. 7:30. That'll be fine. Yeah, because there is a lot of plants in. See, again, as I try to keep telling you, you know, every revolution in this country failed because of plants and farmers, right? And if you don't believe that there are plants in communities all over, right? Well, then you're naive, because it's already been proven. There's plants everywhere, right? There's Irish people that are actually selling out their own. You see it on the videos all the time. So why wouldn't you think that Irish people will pretend to be with a movement to not try to take it down from the inside? Because if I was trying to take down a whole fucking organization, well, you infiltrate and you take it down from the inside, right? You don't try take it out from the outside. You never win. You have to take it out from the inside. So how do you stop all of these communities from rising up? You get people into those communities, and when people start advocating for protests, you'll always have one. I don't think protests are the right way about it. Maybe we should do this and do that. They're the people you need to be keeping an eye on, right? Because why would they be stopping people from gathering just to protest? What harm is a protest if you're not doing that and you're not agitating anybody? Nothing. There's no harm. So when people like that speak up, saying, I don't think that's the, I'd be suspicious of them. Straight away I would be. Right? There's plants everywhere. Right? And I've seen them at the protests as well. I actually even pointed a few of them out. They're so fucking, they stand out like a sore thumb. These are the ones that wear masks. See, when we turn up at protests, we don't wear masks. We never do, because we're not ashamed to show our faces. We've nothing to hide. We're proud of who we are. Right? But these lefties, right, the infiltrators, they put their masks on. They wear the same gear and all of that. But they mess up a little bit, you know, the mask, and then and they'll overdo it. They'll overdo it. You know, they'll have tricolour hair, you know the ones. They stick out like a sore thumb, right? There are spies and informers everywhere. And that's what we're up against. So no revolution is going to work in this country, right? Because I can't even go down. Well, they're not stopping me from going down to Clonmel, but it's been made very clear that I'm not welcome. So why should I go down to a place where I'm not welcome? Right? But that's what we're looking at, and that's what we're dealing with in this country. And as I said, Clonmel has not been the first place to have that attitude. There's been plenty of places all over this country that have said the same thing as well. Right? And it's not going to work. Right? It's not going to work. It's all well and good tendencies around gardens and all of that. But what's coming yours away, you won't be able to tend to alone. Just look at the footage of Newtown Mount Kennedy the night that they beat up residents. Okay? That's all you need. And that's what you'll be all facing in Clonmel the day or the night that they choose to plant your little place. And there won't be a single thing you can do about it, right? And the thing about it as well is that you will be bet onto the ground. You will be actually beaten to a pulp. And why? We need to be organising that. If something like that happens, that people can get down to Clonmel in a moment's notice, or anywhere around the country in a moment's notice, because we got people everywhere. That was my plan. It was to make connections all over this country. But, you know, this is not the way they think. And, you know, it's difficult for me because I'm a kind of a planner, a thinker. I come up with ideas and stuff like this, and you know, there are things that I think that can work. But the bottom line is, I'm not running the show here. You know, it's the big guys that got elected, and you know, they haven't opened their mouths. So, you know, they're the ones that are leading all of this. So unless they're the ones, see, this is what I was basically told, right? Because the protest wasn't set up by Maliki, because he calls them. So that's what you're working against, right? That's what you're working against, right? So if you're an Irishman like me and you decide you want to take matters into your own hands and do something positive that's going to help this movement, well, there's no point, is what you're being told. It's because if it doesn't come from the big man himself, then forget about it. Nobody's going to listen to you. And I'm just being honest here, right? That's the bottom line of it. That's the truth, right? So if it doesn't come from him, then forget about it. But you know what I mean? So, but that'd be everybody else. That's not me. I don't take orders from nobody. I don't care who big or who you are, right? I do my own thing. Right, I take no orders from nobody. Right, so that's why I'm still you know, Clonmel can do one, right? But I'll go around the rest of the country that needs my help. But that's what I'm told. If a protest is not called by him or that them group of people, there's no point in me doing anything because nobody will listen and people will get suspicious and they'll this, that, and the other. But I think there's more to it. I think there's more to it than that. I don't think it is actually that. I think they're just using the Maliki thing as an excuse. So I want to make that clear, right? We shouldn't have to wait for Maliki, you know, to come out and call a protest. If someone in this movement wants to call a rally or call people together to come together to meet up, I think we should be allowed to do that. Anyway, for people that are just joining me, I will read the 2 messages that I received. Sorry, not 2 messages. These were 2 posts put up on X. So, your presence in Clonmel is not wanted. Can people stop you from travelling freely and coming to Clonmel? No. But your presence or any solidarity will serve only to agitate people. Think on that before you choose to come here to support or not. And then this former boxing champion, Irish champion, says, "Who are you, Noel Zone? Why are you blocking comments?" Which I wasn't. They're only for people that follow me, but they're not blocked. But because I'm not following him. He's not following me. I just want to make that clear because I don't block comments unless they're being absolute dickheads. There is no rally of solidarity in Clonmel, the 30th in Clonmel. You're not wanted and will be booted back to wherever you came from, you rat. Worry about your own area. And then we had the bloke that wrote the first tweet up, also did a video to basically explain to everybody that my presence wasn't wanted and basically tried to discourage people from going to Clonmel, really. And then we had another woman. She decided to have a go at me as well, saying that I needed to respect the people of Clonmel and ask for permission. But, you know, again, I'll respond to those 2 and say I'm a native of this country and I don't have to do jack shit. And the bottom line is, if you don't get your act together in Clonmel, you're going to end up like Newtown Mount Kennedy. Right? So, no, it's not about getting... Listen, I haven't gotten into their heads. Listen, I don't play those games, but I get what you're saying. But I don't play those games. I just want to help. Right? But you even heard there, solidarity or not, you're not wanted. So I'm not wanted. So if I'm not wanted in Clonmel, that's fine. As I said, when Clonmel falls, which it will, I know who to blame. And those people that stop me from going down will be the ones I'll be blaming. If the people of Clonmel ask why the Irish people didn't come down and support them, I'll say, well, these 3 people here stopped me from organising a rally on the 30th and coming down and supporting you. Right? Because I'm not going to have that when Clonmel does fall, and it will fall, by the way. It will fall. They're not going to stop that plantation. There's not enough of them down there. And I'm not slagging the people off that are down there that have been there from day one. They're heroes as far as I'm concerned. Right? But they need help. Right? And there's some in that group or filming or whatever that are stopping people from going down. And you've got to ask the question why. And I think the people of Clonmel should be asking that question. Why are people stopping other people from other parts of this country coming down and supporting you locals? That's all. Right? Look, the site, someone put up a video, right? The site is getting bigger, right? They put the fences around, right? They're near enough ready, right? But me going down on the 30th would have been a perfect time because I reckon it'd be around that time they try something, but my help is not wanted. What can you do? What can you do? There's nothing. Look, I feel helpless. I want to help these people, but you can't help people who don't want to be helped. I'm disappointed. I'm angry. I'm angry because in the first video, a woman accused, basically questioned my character. I played just the audio, right? She questioned my character and she questioned what motives I had. Well, I'd question your character and what motives you have and people like you that have stopped me from going down to Clonmel. And by the way, you know, you are living in this deluded world if you think that that things won't get agitated down there, because the Gardaí like to agitate anyway, right? So even if nobody was there, even if we all turned up and we were there with our placards and we didn't do nothing, the Gardaí are going to be the ones agitating people anyway to react. So I don't know what our logic is, right? It's not my fault that Americans and British people are online inciting our youth, right, to rise up, right? That's why that incident with that kid happened. And I'll call it out. He's a fucking plant, right? He was sent there to agitate, right, to get the people in the country to rise up. And I called the fucking out for what it was, while everybody else was blowing smoke up his ass and praising him. I was fucking condemning him because I know exactly what's going on fucking here, right? Just so with all this shit with Natasha O'Brien, I know exactly what's going on here, right? Everybody needs to fucking wake up. I should have ran. I was only saying it the other night. I should have ran in my area, because if I ran in my area, maybe people would listen to me, because, you know, people would probably have more respect for me or listen to me because I ran. You know, maybe I should have, because then maybe people will start fucking listening. But you just have to fucking start listening. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The country people love fucking Maliki, apparently. He's very popular down the country. So it's so, you know, I don't get it. But, you know, there you go. I don't give a shit. The bottom line is, and listen, I'm not giving it about Maliki, by the way. But if that's the attitude of people, where people are going to say, well, we're only going to wait till the big man calls a protest, well, I think that's stupid. You know, Maliki does have other priorities now. Do you know what I mean? So other people are going to have to, you know, step up to the plate as such, right? And it shouldn't just be left to me to organise an event anyway. People all over this country, as I said the other night, you know, we've got a good friend of ours, Lindsay, right? She organised 2 family day out, she did, right? For families to come and gather. There was food, there was music, there was chat, there was people coming up that didn't know what was happening, talking to them and all of that, and they were letting them know Irish culture and all was celebrated, all that. That should be, it's summer now, right? So if you're living in any part of the country right now, I would urge you to start organising those sort of community events. Don't be waiting for people that are supposed to organise them to organise them. Organise them yourselves, right? And if you need help, if you need tables or anything like that, come and talk to us. We know plenty of people out there, right? She was able to get tables. We'd be able to sort something, right? We'll come down, give you a hand, even organising, setting up the whole thing, making sure it runs fucking smoothly. But these things should be happening all over the country now, right? It's time that we, listen, I said this the other day and I was right. Nobody else is going to help us. We can only help ourselves, right? It doesn't, Wolf. I get you, right? And I love that people are now like saying, "Oh, fair play," and they should be grateful and all of this. Do you know what? It doesn't matter, but I do really appreciate that you support me in this, right? And I know we haven't always agreed, right? Because lots of people are talking about revolution. But this is why I said that our people rising up would be the biggest mistake ever. Because unfortunately, the whole country wouldn't back them. And it's the truth. It's the truth. It's heartbreaking. I shouldn't have to sit here as an Irishman, have to just find myself going down to fucking Clonmel to help my fucking people. Right? But I do. That's the modern Ireland we're living in. Sorry, I'm getting upset here. But do you get me? It's so fucking frustrating. Tara Walt says, I agree, we all need to get behind this. Thanks, Noel. Thank you, Tara. Really appreciate it. But all of this, there's things that people in their communities can do. Right? So let's start doing it, folks. Listen, we've got to make connections all over the country. So let's start getting in touch with each other. Let's start coming up with ideas. Let's start, organizing these events. When I was growing up as a kid, we had, I don't know if they still do have them, but we used to have these things called summer projects, right? Where the kids would be taken away, like whether it was to Dublin Zoo or whether it was to the mountains or to the beach or whatever, activities, all of that people should be doing in their communities, right? Listen, we live in a day and age now where if you're doing stuff like that, people will come out and support you. Trust me, it does bring communities together. So I was in Sunshine House. I can't believe you brought that up. I was in Sunshine House. Oh my God, the memories. That was, do you know what? It was a kip of a place, but I loved it. I fucking loved it, man. And Clara Lara as well. Mosney, when it was Mosney. I mean, when we were kids, that's what the adults in their communities did. They did the summer projects and we did all of these different things. And we need to bring that back, folks, because we've lost it. I know in some communities they still do it, but it should be a nationwide thing. Because that's how you bring people together. That's how you find common ground. Thank you, Wolf. I really do appreciate it. Look, guys, I try to warn everybody. I wasn't trying to be bad the other day with because me and Eric have gotten some stick because of the stuff that we were saying. And people couldn't understand why we were saying it. Well, the reason why we were saying it was because we know what Irish people are all about. And if you think, as I said, I would rise up with you all tomorrow. But the bottom line is, if we did, we wouldn't have the people on our side. I mean, they don't even want me down in Clonmel. So how do you expect people to come together? And by the way, as I said, Clonmel is not the only community to refuse help. Right? There have been plenty of other communities that have also done the same. And now there are a lot worse for it because they've been planted. And my whole thing was, let's try stop this before it even fucking happens. Because, that's why I was saying protests in Dublin are nothing. Because you're protesting in Dublin, but plantations still happening. So I was thinking these community events, we hold them, get the kids together, the parents get together. Then, of course, what happens? People start talking, right? And then, of course, it does always, they say that there's two things you should never talk about in a pub, and the same parties, religion and fucking politics. But ultimately, people will start talking about politics and all of that, and then you can get in there then and say, listen, but the state of the country, blah, 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 and this is what's happening. The government are not really doing a great job and, being really supporting this local candidate here. He does some good work and he's from such and such a party or he's an independent, blah, blah, blah. And that's how these things manifest. Yeah, went to Clara Lara, stayed in Mosney back in the day. That's it. Well, we all did, didn't we? But Sunshine House, I particularly remember Sunshine House though, because most summers I did go to Sunshine House, and I loved it. I don't know if you remember, but when they brought you to Sunshine House, one of the activities was actually a midnight story hour in the graveyard. So they'd bring you to a graveyard, right? And you'd sit around graveyard and they tell you ghost stories. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. I remember that. Brilliant memories from that place. Brilliant memories from that place. And you had a certain amount of money to spend as well, because they didn't give you all your money because they didn't want you to spend it all. So they'd hold a bit of your money back for you as well. But it was great. But these are the type of things we need, because we've lost all of that now. Mosney is gone, isn't it? It turned into I think it was where they originally put all the Roma gypsies when they came over, wasn't it? So I do know Mosney is gone. I heard Clara Lara is gone as well. I don't know if that's true now, but I heard that's gone as well. So all the things that we actually grew up with have actually disappeared, because, as I said, not many communities do the summer projects anymore. You know, there are still some in Dublin that still do them, but, you know, it should be a nationwide thing. It's the only way, again, as well, though. Another positive that has, though, you get into the communities, right? You're basically showing these people in these communities that you can be trusted as well. Do you know what I mean? And that was my whole point of all of this down in Clonmel. We've got to bridge the gap between all of this discord and all of this, like, suspicion and whatever it is that's stopping us all coming together as one. You know? I don't want that bad to happen, Clonmel. But I've seen this play out exactly the same way dozens of other times. And it's going to play out exactly the same way as all the rest have. And that's why I'm frustrated here. This is why I'm giving out. People right now shouldn't be refusing help from anybody. So I just don't know what to say. You know, that's why I've been telling people it's very important that you don't keep using this revolution talk, because if we can't even come together for Clonmel, then what hope do we have coming together for the whole country to take on the government? It's just not going to happen. And that's why I said it's irresponsible, and quite frankly, it's actually disgusting to lead some of our people into a fight that they can't win. Because while me and many others probably in this chat would rise up tomorrow, right? A lot of our countrymen and women won't, folks. Okay? And that's why. And that's why I said we can't do this, because there'll be bloodshed. Right? And why should we sacrifice our necks out there, right? And get ourselves either locked up or even worse, right? If the Irish people are not even going to back us up. This was the same as 1916, right? They didn't support it until they all start getting shot. And I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to go that way for Irish people to fucking cop on, right? Look at our past, right? I thought you would have learned from that. I went to Clonmel with another. Yeah, well, you're not the one that received messages, right? And I've read them out, and they're up on actual Twitter. So if you want to go and look at them, you can, right? So there maybe have been no problem for you, no one's flower, but there certainly is for me. So you can go and check out those posts. I've actually read them out twice. I'm not reading them out again. The bottom line is that I was told I wasn't welcome, right? So that's the bottom line. They told me I'm not welcome, so I'm not welcome. So just to rephrase, it's Thornton Hall meeting. Here it is. Thanks, FF. Fair play to you for following up back on that. So it's Thornton Hall. The meeting is in Finglas. It's the third of July, 7:30, across from the Shamrock Lodge. So if you're in, if you're around, obviously, if you're in Dublin and you're around the area, or if not, get your ass to Finglas, because this, even though it's happening in Finglas, the bottom line is it's happening everywhere across the country. I mean, no one's flower. I don't know what the is for. It's quite self-explanatory. I was told not to go down. Like, I don't know what more I need to say. Like, a couple of people have done videos about me and told me that I'm not wanted. My presence is not wanted. So I don't know what the is for. You know, they don't want me down there. But you are right. The should be, why do they not want me down there? That's what the should be for. Right? Dave Daly, so true. Can't be can't get 30 or 40 people out in Tala. Only the same people every week. That's it, Dave. You know what I mean? And you're right, but I mean, the bottom line is, I don't know. Now, I've seen the Tala protests. I lived in Tala for a while as well. Yeah, Jobstown up there. So, you know, I've got a bit of a connection to Tala. My daughter is there from Tala. But the thing about it is, again, it's this whole thing. Would the people? I guarantee you, actually, no, I don't even have to ask that question. I'm pretty sure if Dublin people went to Tala to support those lads in Tala that we see, and the lads and the ladies that are there, they'd have actually no problem with it. Actually, I think they'd be delighted to see people. See, that's the difference between Dublin and the rest of the country, is that we put all of those sort of suspicions and all of that behind us, and just, you know, we knew we had to come together. Calm down, all you're smoking like a trooper. Oh no, it's the same one, buddy. I keep letting it go out, Tony, so don't worry. It's the same one. It's the same one. I'm not fucking smoking 20 cigarettes here. You're grand. It's the same one. It's the same one. It keeps going out. It's a rollie, so I let it go out, and then I have to zip it up. Right? That's why I'm not on camera as well. Like, the camera does act weird, but that's why I'm not on camera as well. But no, I'm not smoking fucking chain smoking here. He's a grand. I'm not that bad. Not yet anyway. Not yet anyway. But look, I just wanted to come on, and I suppose let you know what's going on, and kind of air me frustrations, because, you know, it has to be said, you know. But so yeah, leave it with me. I'm going to be talking to a few people in Dublin now, Marty, in conversation. So there may be something coming up. So if you're around, you know, as I said, solidarity. I'm not interested in agitating anybody. I just want people to come down and support communities wherever it is. So, as I said, I know there was a few of you on this channel that were keen on going down to Clonmel with me. Unfortunately, we won't be doing that now. But if you do want to join me, as some of you said, you will join me anywhere, which I do appreciate. But if you do want to join me when we organise something, please let me know, because the support from you guys and everybody out there, we're going to need it all. We're going to need it all. So I know there are people in the chat that do be out there already and stuff. So if we organise something, it doesn't matter who organises it, folks. We have to get that out of our heads. We have to start organising these things for ourselves. All right. So, you know, I do really appreciate you all. I'm glad that there's a bit of understanding now with some of you in relation to all of this, and why I was saying the things I was saying with Eric here the other night, and in my previous stream before that, because I did get called a lot of fucking names, and, you know, people did come after me. The bottom line is I love my people and I love my country, and I don't want my people or my country to come to any harm. But unfortunately, the ones that are going to harm it are the Irish themselves, because we can't get our act together and work together. And unless that changes, folks, unless that changes, if people want to know why the Irish will fail, it'll be because of the Irish themselves. It is because we don't come together. No, is that video still up? I'd like to watch it. Which video would that be now, mate? Let me know. Just let me know there before I finish up there. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. As I said, I will be back to do more live streams. And yeah, I'm just going to have to watch now for a while. Be careful. Be careful on what videos I throw up now, because it's getting a bit dodgy there. Yeah, the stream where Eric is there, it should be up on the channel there. Hold on. I will get it up for you now, mate. And then there was special guest. We got 7 on YouTube. We got over 700 people watching, and I think we got 400 on X. So that was a quite a sizable watch. So thank you. As I said, we do appreciate all of the support. Right, I'm gonna put this in now. Why is it telling me that me all right, because I have to do this because this phone acts the. Why is this phone acting stupid now? All right, just bear with me 2 seconds. Plants will try and create division. That's exactly it, mate. That's exactly it. That's what we're working against. That's what we're actually working against, you know. No, some Irish people can't rise out of their bed, says Dave Daly. I shouldn't even be laughing, but you know what? You're absolutely spot on. That's what the frustrating thing is about it. There's a lot of talk on social media by people out there, but when it actually comes to the crunch, the majority of them wouldn't even get up off their arses and actually do something about it. That's the sad thing about it, you know what I mean? There's that link now. I'm about to throw it in there for you. So anybody wants to watch that stream with myself and Eric English, it's there in the chat there. Go and check it out. I hope to have on some other guests as well. And Eric, hopefully, will be back again with us very soon, because I did enjoy that stream with Eric. But as I said, you know, we are out there as well. We're not just sitting on our holes. So I will be out there and stuff. And, you know, hopefully we can get networking with people and start turning the tide on all of this, because the sooner listen, if we don't work together, we're going to lose, and we're going to lose very heavily. And I'm not messing. That's not an over exaggeration. It's the truth. It's the truth. And you know what? I'm done. I'm done now. As I said, I'm not waiting to take orders off anybody, right? I'm just going out to do my own thing. And if people want to support me in that, I appreciate you all that do support me right now, and all that will probably support me in the future. I will need all the support I can get anyway. But the bottom line is that other people out there, as I said, get those community things up and running in these communities, folks. You know, listen, it takes one person to start something, right? So if it starts happening, and think about it, right? You set up a community event, right? You take video footage of that. You post that up on X or whatever it is, right? We'll all share it. We'll get that info out there, right? And someone in another community will come across that video and say, oh, geez, that's a good idea. Let's do it in our community. And then so on and so on and so on. That's what we want to do. We want to bring back that community spirit, because the only way we're going to win is coming together. So the only way we can come together is bringing the community together. And how do we bring the community together? We hold all of these different events. We help out people. As Eric said, Go and check that stream out. But folks, if you actually want to know what we're talking about, right, go and watch that stream with myself and Eric English, because we go into a lot of detail. We come up with ideas on what we can do, right? There's loads of stuff in that stream. I know the infiltration is going to be a problem, but look, they can hinder us so much, but there's still a lot we can do, and we just have to outsmart them. It's as simple as that. Listen, I don't believe for 1 second that my people are stupid, and they're not. Right? Irish people are fucking smart, but it's time to start using their brains now. You know, Irish. Listen, I'm an Irish man, so I know this. Our attitude has always been, unless it directly affects us, we don't get involved. And there's a lot of that going on as well. And then, there's a lot of Irish people, unfortunately, that will see an opportunity to make a few quid, so they will capitalize on it. There's many different factors. And then we're working against the media, the government, and all of that. But we've already beaten them all once before. And that's what I keep telling people. We've beaten the establishment. We've beaten them once before. So now we just need to up our game a little bit now, because protests are not going to do that now. Getting into the communities is where it's at. And if we could do that and get all of these people together, then we have a better chance of beating this. Simple as that. You contradict yourself. Said we haven't got the numbers in, as in we don't have the people in the country. I mean, what are you coming in here for if you're going to be picking on stuff like that? What I mean is we haven't got the numbers to take on the establishment. Maybe go back and watch from the very beginning, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. Right? We don't have the numbers to take on the government. People are calling for the Irish people to rise. That's what I meant. Right? Because 10,000 people that showed up in Dublin, right? Those 10,000 people are not dotted around the country in locations all over the country. No, they just turned up at the march, some of them. And then they won't bother now till the next march is called. That 10,000 people is not translating onto the streets in communities all over the country. So and one person can make a difference. It always takes one person to start the movement. Look at Jesus Christ. Look at any religious figure. That was one person. Any political movement starts with one person. So no, I'm not contradicting myself. Anyway, thanks for your contribution. If there's anything else you'd like to cherry pick and pick holes on, go ahead. Anyway, on that note, I will say good night to you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It looks like a beautiful evening out there, even though it's, the chemtrail, the skies, and you got the clouds and all, but the sun has managed to peek through a little bit there. But it's been a warm one today. Finally feels like summer. But watch out for the weather forecasters now, because it'll be global boiling. It's a silent majority and watching, not commenting, but preparing, and a revolution won't be filmed. Well, there's nobody preparing for a revolution. What are you talking about? You think that people like me that are in this movement from day one wouldn't know if there's stuff going on? I do know that there's been a couple of groups set up to try and get our youth to channel their frustrations into something positive. But there is no revolution. There won't be no revolution in this country because we're not the same people. And while some of us might have the backbone to actually do what our ancestors did, the majority of this country don't have the backbone. It's the bottom line. Right? That's the bottom line. Right? There's an awful lot of mouths on social media calling for revolution. The people are gonna rise. Your man who played Damo and Ivor, for example, keep calling for a revolution. He's been at one protest and he thinks he's fucking William Wallace. Do you know what I mean? So these loud voices, actors, by the way, these loud voices from the outside, need to keep their mouth shut because they don't know what's happening on the ground because they haven't been on the ground. Thank you. I won't give up. I'm not giving up. I'll never give up. As I said, I will be doing this. Hopefully I won't have to do it till me dying breath. But I'll be here until me dying breath. Till I know that this country, like everybody else that's fighting alongside me, we won't stop. I know you are. We all are, Bride. Trust me. We all are. It's hard on everybody. It's hard on everybody. So there you go. Well, it's true. Some people go to one protest and all of a sudden they think they're fucking William Wallace, like. Do you know what I mean? They don't know the realities of the situation, right? Just because 10,000 people showed up in Dublin doesn't mean that's going to translate onto the streets, because I can guarantee it won't. I'd be even surprised if 1,000 people stayed to fight. The rest would go home. The rest would go home because that's typical Irish behaviour. We'll scream, scream, scream till the sun don't shine. But when it comes to actually taking action, I'm an old lady and I've been to many protests with these lads. No aggression or never did feel insecure. Thank you, Bride. Again, this is another thing. There's people there, they call us far right. I mean, I'm in my 40s, right? I've seen older people than me there. I've seen young people there. I've seen, people in their 20s, their 30s, all age groups. Except, we all get branded. I'm not actually calling you a out, Paul. Relax, buddy. I'm just a bit frustrated. I'm not actually calling you a out. I'm just saying there are mouths out there. I'm no keyboard warrior. These people like Dimple Dempsey, I have met stood beside many times. If I want to go to Clonmel or anywhere around the country to support people, I will. But that's good. That's good for you. But you didn't receive the stuff I received, mate. So I mean, it's easy for you to say you'll go to Clonmel. You're not the one that will be told you'll be booted out of Clonmel if you show up in Clonmel, right? You're not the one that had videos made about you for going down to Clonmel and asking people to go down and support the people of Clonmel, right? So if you're welcome in Clonmel, I would say go down to Clonmel and support them. I would encourage anybody that's allowed to go down to Clonmel to support them. But me, I'm not allowed to go down. It's been made quite clear to me that I'm not to go down. So if everybody else is allowed to go down, I would say go down, support the locals there. But I've been told to keep away, so that's exactly what I will do. Well, keep away. It's not my business, they say. It's not my business. It is my business, but to them, it's not my business. So I will go to communities and places out there that actually want my help. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no point in wasting time, because we don't have any time to waste. So I'll just move on to the next thing. As I said, there'll be other people out there. And as I said, Dublin, there's a few places in Dublin right now that we could be outside and making a noise outside and bringing the public's attention to. So that's what I'm going to do. And then, as I said, there's anybody out across Ireland that their communities, you know, there's a proposed iPass centre there, or there's one already there, and you think that they're going to be planted somewhere in the area, give us a shout. And we'll come down and we'll support any is in any part of the country where we're welcome. And thank you very much. Weak men in the country now. The fighting Irish live abroad. What's left is weak men and compromised men. There's no fighting Irish abroad. I don't know where you're getting that from. The real fighting Irish. Don't know. Who are they? Are you talking about those ones that emigrated, the Irish people that emigrated to America, then had kids in America over the generations and are American but pretend to be Irish? You're talking about those people because they're not Irish. By the way, that whole Irish American thing's bullshit. They're not Irish American. They were born in America to American parents, so they're American. This is another thing that I hate as well. People appropriate their culture, right? And nobody bats an eyelid, but everybody else's culture gets appropriated and there's uproar, right? Right? He's American, born in America. Right? I have no interest in talking to anybody from Clonmel now. I've made my position clear. I didn't start this anyway in the first place. I just set up a rally because I wanted to support the people at Clonmel after what happened to that poor little girl with the security guard. And I shouldn't have to ask permission anyway to actually call a rally in solidarity for the rest of the country to go down and support Clonmel. Right? And then they decided to do videos about me. So no, I didn't start this. Right? If they had a problem with me sorting it in the first place, there were proper channels to go through anyway, wasn't there? They talk about that. I should have done that. But why didn't they come to me when they saw my video and they didn't agree with it, come to me and use proper channels? No, they decided to go and do a TikTok video, which would have been monetized, to have a go at me. Right? So, no, that's, as I said, I'm done with Clonmel. I won't be featuring Clonmel on this channel. I'll be featuring other places that need our help. And as someone said, Rock Nolan is absolutely right. Knock is the next place. And Knock is the place that we should be keeping an eye on. Pointing at, I didn't point, Jim, you're obviously only after coming in, right? So I won't give out to you. I'll give you the opportunity to go back and watch the whole stream, and then you'll change your comment, okay? Rock Nolan says, Knock is next. Living in Knock with black and furry mold growing on walls. Then they put these fake UGs into hotels. It's an effing joke. Noel, I and many others really appreciate what you are doing. You have the will and the commitment to help us now. Never give up. Thank you very much. The people of Clonmel need our prayers. Dear Lord, I pray they wake up fast and accept their brothers and sisters' help, because alone they will fail. He flip-flops, Jim. Lady Avera, listen, you don't have to listen to me streams if you don't want to, right? I don't go around and slagging your content, all right? If you don't, and I'm not flip-flopping, how am I flip-flopping exactly? Right? I told them to listen from the start. I'm not blaming all the people at Clonmel. I actually made that very clear, and you obviously just popped in as well a few minutes ago, so you didn't watch from the start either. Because if you watched from the start, you wouldn't be making those comments. That's why nobody else in the stream is actually making those comments, because they heard the stream from the very beginning. They didn't come in halfway through. So please go and listen to the whole stream. And if you think I flip-flop, why are you following me for? As I said, I don't want anybody following me just because I'm highlighting the Irish issue. If you have a problem with the way I do things here, or you have a problem with any of my opinions, you can actually just unsub. It's no skin off my nose. I'm not here for fame. I'm not here to get me face out here. That's why I'm not on camera. I'm not out there to get me face out there. Right? I've got nothing. The only thing that I want out of this is to help my people and make sure that we come out of this winners. That's it. Nothing else. No other agenda, no other motive. That's me laid bare. Right? So before everybody starts making comments, oh, you're going after all the people. No, I'm not going after all the people at Clonmel. I made it very clear at the very beginning of the stream that I know that the people that are there from the very beginning don't get support off the rest of the people of Clonmel, and that's why I decided to go down and show solidarity with the people of Clonmel. So I don't flip-flop. Well, that's what the Tara, the spaces on X are for that. You know, the bottom line is that the time, okay, I'll be blunt, the time for dialogue is over. Right? So I'm not having chats with anybody. I shouldn't have to have chats with anybody. If someone says, well, I'm going to Clonmel to support you, it should be, okay, we'll see you soon. That's the way it should be. Right? Someone comes to us, say, we want to help you people in your area. I'll say, yeah, right, we'll be there. We'll see you there. No problem. Thank you for the support. That's the way it should be. Anyway, the rest of you can go back and watch me stream. They're ones that have watched from the very beginning. Thank you very much. And listen, I'll talk to you all. There is an all. It's most likely not all. But I haven't said all people from Clonmel. Jeez, you all need to go back and watch me stream. I haven't said all people from Clonmel. Come on now, folks. These can be better than that. Go back and watch me stream. And the ones that have criticised me, I expect to see a comment of apology. Right? I haven't said all people at Clonmel. Right? And anybody that was watching from the start will know that I didn't say all people for Clonmel. And I didn't start this in the first place anyway. Right? So I wouldn't even have to be on here giving out, right? If the simple answer had been, all right, now we'll see you. Thanks for the support. Then it would have been done and dusted with. Then we would have had a great event in Clonmel. And then that would have inspired other communities to come forward and maybe say, yeah, we need help too. But there you go. And as I said, if people are unhappy with what I have to stay on here, remember, you guys are the ones that decided to subscribe to me. So it's, as I said, you know, it's no skin off my nose. If you still want to listen to what I have to say, there is an unsub button there, so you can use it. Right, I had to deal with this nonsense with the other channel, and I'm not dealing with it with here. So if you don't like what I have to say, people could just leave. That's the way how it works. Anyway, to the rest of you that enjoy what I do and are supporting me, thank you very much. As I said, I'm open to any suggestions and stuff like that, but I won't be accused of calling out all people in Clonmel when that's not exactly what I did. People just watch the start of the stream and you'll actually see what I said. So thank you anyway. Listen, talk to you very soon. Don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't subscribed and you've only came across this channel, please do. There will be more live streams like this, and I will actually be bringing on some more guests, some more people that have been on the front line, because I think a lot of people out there need to know what's actually going on in their country, because a lot of people are talking, as I said, out there, you know, talking a lot of shite on social media, and maybe people need to know the reality of the whole situation. Anyway, until the next time. Bye. Talk to you all very soon.